Hello everyone, this is Lupin, and this is a little bit of a different video, but I felt the need to make this one. I want to talk about something that I really like. Detective Conan, or as it's known in the West, Case Closed. If you don't know what that is, it's an anime and a manga, of course, because a lot of anime is based off manga, but moving on. It's a mystery series, and it's also one of the great long runners of manga and anime, if you don't know. How old is it? It's about as old as Pokemon, more or less. Well, give or take maybe a year or two. And I was a fan of the Funimation English dub. Like I remember waking up and watching this show before I went to class, high school. That and that probably tells you how old I am. Oh dear. But yeah, I would watch this show before class, and I really, really enjoyed it. The Funimation dub. If you don't know, well, I should probably give a synopsis of the plot in case you are unfamiliar with this series. Though if you are anime fans, you probably know this series already, or at least you've heard of it. But here's the synopsis. Shinichi Kudo is 16 or 17. I think they bounce on that, but in some places. But he's a teen detective, a genius in the art of detection, and a big Sherlock Holmes fan. You know, he's kind of sort of modeled off of Sherlock Holmes, kind of, a little bit. But he's this genius teen detective who's solving case after case. And one day he goes to an amusement park with his best friend slash love interest. Well, he has a crush on her. He's never actually said anything to her, and so on, so on. It's one of those situations. But his best friend, Ron Mori, and he takes her to an amusement park one night. And after the usual murder case that falls around detective protagonists in fiction, he spots some guys who look very suspicious, and he decides to follow them, and he sees them making a very shady transaction. Unfortunately, one of them sneaks up on him from behind and clobbers him with a pipe. Now, he's not dead, but the bad guys decide to feed him an untested experimental poison, thinking it'll kill him. Except it doesn't. It actually reduces him to about a 6 or 7-year-old child. How? Science fiction. But yeah, so now he has to solve cases, and he has to find the antidote to this thing. He has to find these bad guys that did this to him and find a way to restore himself to normal. But that's pretty hard when you're a kid, and how is he even going to find them? And he ends up moving in with his best friend, Ron. Her dad is a private detective, a rather average or not so very good detective. So under the Shinichi, who's now using the alias Conan Edogawa, decides to help Kogoro Mori become a much better detective, attract more clients, and maybe have a better chance of tracking down these mysterious men in black. And as Conan, he doesn't tell Ron any of this because he's very much afraid that these guys, well, if these guys in black find Shinichi and they find out that he's alive and track him down, they'll probably kill him and all of his friends and family. So it's one of those situations, and the whole series just snowballs from there. It has almost 1,000 anime episodes by now, mix of manga adaptation and TV original. And a while back, the creator actually said he was going to end the series at manga volume 100. Yeah. And I really like this series. I mean, the premise was so interesting. The mysteries are interesting. Like, there were a lot of tricks, a lot of neat scenarios that they come up with, and a lot of interesting characters and side characters they've introduced. And I really like the Funimation dub. You know, the Funimation dub was on so long ago that they were westernizing the character names. So it was Jimmy Kudo, Rachel Moore, Richard Moore, so on and so on. You know, because this dub was done so long ago that was still a thing back then. And at one point, you know, I'm rather used to the English names, but I will admit that sometimes it was really kind of stupid, the westernization thing. Because in season 5, they tried to pretend that Osaka was Alberta. I'm not kidding. That is so horrible. Really? Why did you think you could do that? Come on. Actually, before that, they referenced it as Shoreview City. And I don't know why they decided to go with Alberta. I do not know. I guess it was a syllable thing? I don't know. But it was a really great dub. And I loved it. And, well, and they also printed the manga with the English names because those were being used at the time, and the manga is still using the English names, which is kind of weird, or at least it's using the English names for a small handful of the main cast and certain characters, and that is kind of weird, but I think it's a consistency thing. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I think it's a consistency thing. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because recently a company called Discotek Media got the rights to Detective Conan, and they're making a new dub. Well, they made a little bit of a new dub. They put out a Blu-ray of a TV special that aired in celebration of Detective Conan's 20 years on the air at the time. And basically, it's just a retelling of the first few episodes with better animation, with some cameos by characters that will show up later in the series, so on and so on and so on. That's it. And they also put out a Blu-ray of the 22nd movie, Zero the Enforcer. And they made a new English dub for both of these. And that's really amazing. Now, you're probably wondering, a new English dub? You said it was dubbed by Funimation. If there's a new English dub, what happened to the Funimation dub? And that's another reason why I'm making this video. See, Discotek Media has not started dubbing the actual anime series proper, but whether or not they do that, or even continue dubbing the movies or anything else related to Detective Conan, that's up to people like you and me. Because Funimation's English dub got canceled. And not because they lost the rights, because Funimation chose to cancel it. Because for one reason or another, the fans just weren't buying the DVDs. They weren't buying the product. And I can't explain why. I mean, the anime. The manga is still selling, of course. But the anime dub, people were not buying it. And I have no idea why. And, eventually Funimation just got fed up with it. Fans have asked Funimation more than once to start, if they could start dubbing the series again. And Funimation has basically said no every single time, and something along the lines of, we tried multiple times, and nobody was really buying it all that much. It wasn't really making a profit. So no, we're not going to dub it anymore. We're done. And I mean, it's disappointing and annoying for me, but I can't really blame Funimation if the sales just weren't working out. I don't know if I can really blame them for that. And again, I really have no idea why, but yeah, that was the end of the English dub. They dubbed about... The English dub count was about 130 episodes, although technically they only dubbed the first 123 episodes of Detective Conan, because some of the Detective Conan episodes were extra long specials, which got cut into parts when they were dubbed in English. Which is also kind of weird, because Detective Conan also had multi-part episodes, so why did they have extra long episodes? I don't know, it's just kind of weird. And Funimation also dubbed the first 6 movies, which I now own, with a lot of effort trying to find them after I realized I only owned 1. Why didn't I get the others earlier? Pardon me. Interruptions. So, yeah. Where was I? Oh, yeah, talking about the dub in the movies. Yeah, that's all that Funimation ever did, and that's... Well, I was really depressed when I realized that, they had stopped. And of course, with the internet being a thing, fan subs are a thing for people that want to watch more of the episodes. But personally, I prefer an English dub. Like... Sometime, in my opinion, well, at least for me, subtitles have less rewatch value. Like, sometimes I'll watch something over, and I may not be paying 100% attention to it. You know, like I have it on the background, I have it on my headphones, so I'm doing something else. You know, um, and you know, I'm still kind of watching it. I mean, I'm not necessarily watching it, but I'm listening. I'm still absorbing it, and I like doing that sometimes. And I can't really do that as much with something that's subtitled. You know, if you don't speak the language, which is kind of the point of if you're watching it with subtitles, of course you don't speak the language. You really have to pay more attention to it. So you can't really put it on in the background, you know, just while you're doing something else. Well, it other unless you want it to be white noise. Well, more white noise than something you've already seen and can understand would be. And yeah, apparently I don't know much about Discotheque's English dub. I do know, except that Wendy Lee is the new voice of Conan. You may know her as the voice of Athena Sykes from the Ace Attorney games, among other things. And let's be honest, it's going to be weird. It is really going to be weird. If you are a fan of this series, if you remember the Funimation dub, hearing a new English voice cast, it is going to be weird. Full stop. There is nothing that can alleviate that. There's nothing that can totally fix that weirdness factor. It's just going to be a thing. Okay? It's going to be it's going to be really weird hearing new English voices out of the characters that you remember hearing so many times. But it's just a matter of adjusting. And I'd be glad to have another English dub. And the fact of the matter is that Detective Conan may not get a full anime series English dub if people don't buy the stuff that Discotheque is putting out now. You know, if you want to see, if you remember this series from Funimation, if you liked it, then you really need to purchase the stuff that Discotheque is putting out now. This TV special, Zero the Enforcer, and anything else they put out. Because by purchasing this stuff, you are encouraging Discotheque Media to continue dubbing it, to maybe start dubbing the series itself. And, you know, it's the same situation with Funimation. People didn't buy the DVDs and the merchandise, and Funimation got tired of it and stopped dubbing because it wasn't making money. You know, you don't say anything, you don't do anything, you don't get anything. So, yeah. And I'm going to be buying these things now. They're only in Blu-ray, which is a little annoying for me because I don't have a Blu-ray player, but I'm still going to be purchasing these things, and then I'm going to actually get a Blu-ray player because I want to at least give this series a chance to take off. I want to at least give this a chance I want to at least offer a chance for a new English dub of the series itself to come to light. Even though I could watch movie number 22 and I'd probably be totally lost because there'd probably be a lot of regular, semi-regular characters I have not seen before. I kind of stopped. The last volume of the manga I got was volume 36. I don't know why. I guess I got distracted with other things. I don't even remember if I read number 36 yet. Oh boy. I'm drowning in media to consume. Poor me. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be getting these things because I want to support the creation of a new English dub. And if you remember this series, you should too. And I know my channel is not very large and I don't have a really large audience. I mean, a good chunk of my subscribers are probably bots right now. But I thought I should give it a try because I don't know. From what I heard, Discotheque Media didn't exactly do a lot of promotion for the fact that they put this stuff out. So I figured I'd do what I can. Pardon me. Robocalls. Oh, I'm trying to do this unscripted, by the way. This is not scripted, if you couldn't tell. So yeah, I want to see a new English dub come to light, and if you like the English dub, the original English dub, you should do that too. Because if you don't get these things, you're not going to give Discotheque any reason to think that the thing is going to sell. I mean, they're only going to really put it out if they think they're really going to make money off of it. And don't get me wrong, you could also look at it this way. Even if you don't like English dubs, even if you prefer subtitles to a dub, you can look at it this way. Even if you don't care for the new English dub, you can look at it this way. These Blu-rays are a Region 1 official release of material related to Detective Conan, or Case Closed. That hasn't happened since maybe 2010. So this is official. This is official Region 1 release with official subtitles. I mean, some fan subtitles that you find across the internet for various things, for any given anime that hasn't been dubbed or whatever. Some fan subs, they're very good. Sometimes they're great, admittedly, but others are just okay. And I know translating is not easy, but the fact of the matter is that sometimes the results are great. Sometimes they're okay, not fantastic, but they're okay, and you can understand, you can follow along. And occasionally, they're really not so good. This would be official subtitles, official professionally translated subtitles in a Region 1 release. So whether you prefer a dub or subtitles, you have reason to get these things, this TV special, this movie, because either way, it's encouraging Discotek to keep producing material for Detective Conan, to keep releasing it in Region 1, official subtitles, English dub, whatever. And this might be the very last chance to get official stuff like this released for the Detective Conan / Case Closed anime. The last chance at a proper English dub after, Funimation gave up at it. So please, if you like this series, if you think maybe the premise is interesting, if you like mystery series, if you like anime, if you want to check this out, buy these things. Check them out. Check them out. I think you can still get the old Funimation. Yes, I don't think there's a problem with getting the Funimation dub of the anime itself. The movies they made in English dub, that's going to be really hard. But the series itself, I think, is not hard at all. It's the super amazing value edition, the save edition, which I think is personally I think is code for bargain bin. We want to get rid of this, but there's nothing wrong with the DVDs. They have little extras, and they're perfectly fine. Actually, I was just rewatching them a while ago after I found out about the English dub. And you want to know something? While rewatching it, I remember years and years and years ago purchasing the first few volumes of the manga because I realized there was a manga and I wanted to check it out. And otherwise, I had never purchased a manga before. Have I? No, I didn't. No. But I actually remember purchasing volume 4 of the manga and deciding not to read it yet because it was the source material for an episode in season 1, Smooth Sailing, part 1 and part 2, and I hadn't seen those yet. And I wanted to see the anime episode first before I read the book. I actually remember that. This was back when Borders was still around. Borders bookstore. I got them from there. Oh, Borders. We miss you. But I actually remember that. And I am definitely going to be getting these Blu-rays. And I hope you guys will too. Because this, as I said, this is probably the last shot at getting an official release or an official English dub for this series again. And I would really like to see that. And if you know people that would like to see that, and either way, you really should get these things. Check it out. Encourage the creation of a new dub. I don't know whether or not Discotek will... Well, technically, Funimation never finished dubbing Season 5. So people say they should start with Season 6, but they really shouldn't. They should start with the remainder of Season 5, I think, and go from there. I don't know whether they would start with the rest of Season 5, or, well, all of Season 5, or just start from Episode 1 and move on from there. They could do like Shout Factory did with the MST3K DVDs when they took over from Rhino. Just start releasing episodes from where the old company left off, and then eventually start re-releasing the stuff that the previous company did. Start off with dubbing the rest of Season 5, and then later they would start releasing dubs of Seasons 1 through 4, and then the majority of 5 that Funimation did. I don't know. Either way, it would be good, I think. But yeah. So I encourage you guys to check these things out and get them, because otherwise a new English dub is never going to happen. And I really, really, really want to see that happen. As weird as it's going to be to hear the difference in the English voices, I really want to see an English dub of this stuff. I do. So check it out. I don't know if I can really, I don't know about legalities, whether I can put the link in the description. I don't know. I'm not really used to this sort of thing, but you can find it easily enough. Just look up Detective Conan or Case Closed TV Special Discotheque. Type it into Amazon. You'll find it pretty easily, I'm sure. And check them out. And that's all I had to say, guys. Bye.